What's good? That's one of my favorite songs. I like the beat. So easy to jump on. The Lees, MF Doom, Danger Mouse, and you know, Black Dot. One of the best to ever do it. I'm a big fan of hip hop. You know, I'm Mexican American. I'm born in Texas. I remember the first time I've heard rap hip hop. It was actually a Mexican rapper. It was SPM, South Park Mexican. If you don't know him, go check him out. South Park Mexican. Actually, since we got my phone connected, I can actually play one of his super dope songs. Let me see what he got. Woo! Which one's his best song? I mean, he got so many good songs. Let's go with the one that I first heard. Hillwood Hustlers.
Down the Bentley, when I walk her, hopping off curves, boxer, looking upward, on first. Machiavelli on the cross, burn 3 strikes, coyote life, I am all word, born nerd, killer die, I swear to God, curse Lord.
Yo, I'm here with my boy Quiz. Thank you for joining me, man.
Quizzimodo
Nu
Machina.
La Machina.
Nu Machina.
Nu Machina.
Yeah, those are,
man,
they never know what that shit means, bro.
My guy just did an audition for a cast, you know.
Yeah, I'm in a superhero movie.
Yeah, he got a role. It's a Philly local movie, you know. So, oh shit. Yeah. Let's connect to this thing. My bad.
That's good.
Give me all this equipment.
Nah,
anyway.
it was. Look, man, I did Philly. Look, bro. Philly been showing me love.
Yeah, because you're from Boston, right?
Yeah, but the funny thing about it is funny how life go 360, right? Because you know I was born 3 times. So,
what do you mean by that? You gotta explain that.
So I was reborn spiritually in my life, but I was, you know, I was
through Jesus or?
Nah, man, through karma, bro. Which is the funny thing, through karma.
How do you know that?
Because I went through all my childhood traumas again.
You went through all your childhood traumas?
All my childhood traumas again. I was beaten. I was sick, locked up, human rights violated, in jail. Something that never happened type shit. It was a lot, bro.
Yeah, you had to crawl back. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so I had a neurological inflammation. It felt like Kundalini, but I don't know.
Yeah, because we talked before. You been into like all that like spiritual journey and tried different methods of unleashing your I guess what is it, your spirit.
Yeah. Well, before you get too far, so the man when I was a sickly, small, runny kid, bro. Like, I was small. I was like just sick all the time. I took my first steps in the hospital. They didn't think I was gonna make it at first. Like for the first 4 years, it was touch and go. You know what I'm saying? When I was after my mom left my dad and we moved away, because my dad, he shot my mother in front of me. We moved in with this guy named Phil. Now Phil, or Paul. Mm-hmm. Paul from Philly, I was about to say Phil. Paul from Philly trained me in Taekwondo for a couple of years. Mm. I didn't even know what I was doing, it was just mad fun. But so now I'm here in Philly.
You know,
in my spiritual adolescence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now I was doing
I mean, you live in Delaware, so you're all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, I was homeless when I started doing open mics. I had nowhere to go, B.
Mm.
You know what? Yo, hold on. Shout out to the homie Tahir, bro. He a real G, bro.
Help you out?
Yeah, shout out to Tahir, bro. All my G's, my big dogs.
Yo, man. It's a lot of homeless people out here, man. But, you know, some people are like, you know, like, they choose that life, and some people just go through a hard time, you know what I mean? There's people living in cars, you know.
But I had my mattress, so I had the SUV, I had my mattress in the back. I went from home, then I went, I think it was like Jersey, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and then back to Philly. When I got to Philly, I was down on my last bit. I was losing time, I was losing money. I was on my last bit of change, man. Lucked out, got a spot for like $30 a night. I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. I in West Philly, bro. It was wild as shit, though, because motherfucker, when you hear about, like, you know, how some part, like, West Philly to me is like, it's like the desert of Boston, bro. Mattapan's the desert, bro. And, like, I had pistols in my face a couple times out there.
Here in Philly or in Boston?
In Boston. So that we call it the desert because they ain't shit around. Like, it's just a long strip. A couple times I had to, you know, smooth some situations over with the pistols, you know, in my face and shit. But then, now so I'll be in the West Philly, it's like, yo, this is real. Like, it ain't, in all my life, like, the kids who 18, 14, 15, like, kids are dealing with the same exact struggles we was dealing with.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you look at the homicide rates, you know, the gun violence, that shit is going on. And who's mainly doing that? The youngsters, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you grow out of it, and then there's a new generation going into it.
Yeah, and the problem with it is, you know, since my eyes have been open, it's like, there's no need for a generation gap with black people. First off, homie, like, the life expectancy of a black male in America is 24 years old. You come from the hood.
But where they get that, all that, who they copy that from, you know, who they mimic?
The generation gap came from the music industry.
Mm-hmm. The music, right?
Yeah, but like, so when they took rock and roll and brought it to the mainstream with white faces, it was like, oh, that devil music and all that. That created the generation gap through actually God. You know what I'm saying? Like, so these young kids are like, you know what's a young man's game? Trying to be a celebrity is a young man's game. Like, you gotta look nice.
Trying on your stripes.
You gotta be fit. You gotta have time and no responsibilities. You gotta be ready to grind and get up and go. And like, it's a young, like, nobody want to see like a dad bod spitting bars about city life. You know what I'm saying? So, but the culture itself and the arts, whether it's film, whether it's writing, poetry, like, I don't care what it is, bro, mastery comes with age. Mm-hmm. And this is why you have, so they creating this generation gap because of the way we communicate. You know, with like I'm talking to you on Facebook or whatever, and we talk on Facebook, the way we communicate so instant, so I can say anything. And everything's so saturated with all this art. And then a young man tell the old man mad at the young dude, and they going back and forth. But the truth of the matter is, these young kids are going through the same thing we going through, and they feel the same way we did when the old cast was breathing out. So that generation gap don't exist. There's no generation gap. It's an evolutionary, it's a growth thing. Like, the young kids need to understand, we want to make sure you live long enough to grow.
Yeah, but they don't want to listen to you.
Yeah, and they're just like, nah, we out here getting it or whatever. You get it, like bro, like, no.
Be like, man, sit down, OG. Sit down, man.
Yeah, no old head. Nobody will hear that old head.
You don't know what you're talking about.
But like I said, like, with the music, this is Negro spirituals, from drill to everything being made today. So that's the big part. That's a big part for me. So being out in West Philly and seeing that, and like, as somebody who really, I was desperate. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had nowhere to go, and it was like, then there was no fear in my heart.
Right, and that's a young.
Because I was looking at myself. I was looking at 14, 15-year-old, 18-year-old me, 21-year-old me. There was no separation. So it was like, it was nothing. There was no fear. Like, they had a hand in their pocket ready to pull. I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, you was there one time.
Right.
The dude, yeah.
When we were recording that video, yeah.
Yo, tell that story, bro.
I mean, we ended up like running into some youngsters, and they're like, "Hey," they seen us with the camera, and they're like, they started like, "Hey, yo," throwing all this, their sets and all this.
But then we got them to.
Yeah.
Because I said, I remember being like that.
Because they want to be a celebrity.
Well, it's
not entirely.
Man, listen, we connected like that, so I know what it's like to feel like that, and you know what I'm saying. So yeah. And then I was at that same day, the dude. He like pulled up and like gonna reach for rats and then put it to your head. You the bum dude.
Man,
that was wild. Like, where'd that come from? That's an experience.
I mean,
like, he was yelling and screaming. Like, he came from all the way across the parking lot just to do this.
Oh, you talking about the home that Best Buy? Yeah. I thought he was gonna shoot me.
Now what happened?
So we met. So you live in Delaware, and then like we met at Best Buy. So it was like the meeting point.
Shooting
and then
the video.
On the way when we were done, we got back to the parking lot, and there was this dude out there who was like started yelling out of nowhere.
From up way across the park.
Yeah, he was
It's like he jumped out of the trash can.
You know, like basically, maybe living in the streets. Maybe he was on drugs. You know, going through something, and then he started like walking to us and yelling, and I'm like, what the fuck wrong with this dude? And he pretended like he had a gun.
He had a lot of energy. He probably.
And
did
now
have
I
a
was
gun.
like, this motherfucker about to shoot me.
I was like, bro, chill, bro.
I'm like, but why would he do that, man?
He couldn't pull a gun out, bro.
He wanted to see.
Nah, he couldn't pull that gun out. Like
he didn't have one.
Right, but here's the thing: the way you felt, you know what I'm saying, and the way I was thinking was like, because you was like, "Yo, bro, like, don't worry about it." And I started laughing because you walk. There's a me and you, but that was a bonding experience. You know what I'm saying? Like even if like we won't
if
be
you
hanging out
weren't there, I'll probably like panic.
Yeah.
Well, I was panicking.
Yeah, and
But,
I was telling you chill.
But I was like, this they got me.
Yeah,
You know, I was
they
thinking
got there's a drop. They got the drop on.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
Man, but you were like, you already knew he was playing because no one would do that.
no, he was dead ass.
Yeah.
He was dead ass. But the thing is, like, there's no. Like it felt like it played out. Like I've been there before. So when everything was going down the way he was talking, like he really had it in his heart. And I was like, yo, bro, here, just take this bottle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Take this bottle of liquor. And then like he got docile. He got cool. Like,
I mean, it's kind of like walking into a convenience store and like pretending that you have a gun, but you got a sneaker. You know, like you got like a bar.
He was. I mean, the way he was talking and walking, the way he even like reached for it, exaggerated.
He was probably trying like scared us, be like, here, have this money or something.
Just give him a bottle, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You've been there too many times before. I gave him a little nip bottle or some shit like the rest of my shit. Because I don't even drink. Now, how loud is that? I don't drink, but we had a bottle for him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the fact that you've been exposed to things like that, it kind of makes me feel that I haven't been I'm still like living a sheltered life because I haven't seen a dead body. I haven't been shot at. You know, I haven't like dealt with shit like that. You know, I haven't been in situations like that. So I'm like, I feel like I've seen a lot, but I haven't really seen shit like.
Would you rather see a lot like that, or would you rather know a lot and see good things in life?
I mean, I'd rather know from it, and I don't really want to experience like any of that.
Yeah, bro, you know better, right? So,
but even nurses go through shit like, because nurses see
nurses are like real life superheroes, B.
You know,
like me right now, I work at a pharmacy. I'm a pharmacy tech, and I see like all I want to do is get the people out there with what they need. You know what I'm saying? So to see nurses, like trauma nurses, do what they like. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got hit recently, I got hit in 2020. I was dying, bro, and like I was in the hospital. Like they put me in the machines. The people that treat you best, like the nurses, they're the ones holding your hand. The nurses are the ones. They're not intimidated by this shit, and like it's the doctors that feel the pressure. So some of them don't got good bedside manner.
Right.
But the nurses are fucking.
But they got to build that like distance. That they got to detach themselves from the.
Right, but the nurses are there. Like they do the work, and some of them know as much as the doctors.
They do a little more of the nurturing.
They like to be a nurse. You have to know a lot.
Yeah, you gotta.
But they also
endure a lot.
But they they know what's going on just as much as the doctors. Like a nurse practitioner, somebody who can write prescriptions. I mean, what you're dealing with is you're basically dealing with people who. They're like the go-between between God, you and God. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the doctor is the hands of God. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they the ones who hold your hand and tell you. And they feel it, too. And there's a thing called compassion fatigue. And just recently, in the recent years, they started coming up with... Most jobs provide counseling for people with compassion fatigue because you get sick from how much you feel.
Like veterinarians?
Yeah. Yep, ALAB. Like, you know, if you work in a lab, any kind of thing where you're doing experiments on live things.
That's funny you mentioned that as doctor as like the hands of God because they do get that God complex in a way, you know, like once they, you know, surgeons. You know.
Yeah. I mean, but they are the hands of God. And the funny thing, that comes from Egypt, the hands of God, because the Pharaoh's wife was considered the hand of God.
The Pharaoh's wife?
So in ancient cultures, women were the doctors, women were the scientists, they were the thinkers. Because they had that emotional connection to the planet and to the people. So they were the ones who were like, we got to cure this disease. And things that came out of it were like traumatology, you know, ancient Shaolin shit. So 9 times out of 10, when you were dealing with somebody who's actually going to fix you,
You know, that's funny
As
because
a woman.
they want to like like you say it came from Egypt, but they want to say
Ancient
that it
Samaria.
started in Greece.
Yeah.
You know, everything started in Greece.
In ancient Samaria, the scientists were the women.
Was it called Hippocrates or Hippocrates?
The Hippocratic oath, Hippocrates.
Hippocrates. He was like one of the main.
Yeah, but that even
persons.
goes back to the Hermetic seal.
But they learned.
Hermes was from Egypt.
Socrates, like all of them learn what they know from Egypt.
Hermes.
Yeah, Hermes. Yeah, I heard about.
That you know, the Hermetic seal is the what we look at when we look at the doctor. So But when you talk about medicine like that from Greece, like this, and there's another thing I learned when I woke up, bro. Like time is not this linear thing. Like this happened this day. Time has dimension. Because when you tell a story, like, where was you Friday? And if you go deep enough into the story, you're gonna feel a way. You're gonna feel the way you feel. This is what's fucked up when you're born. Like, bro, you can feel the moments of things, right? When you remember things in a certain way. So time is not linear because those feelings that you have, every time you tell that story, you're reliving it in your mind. Every time you do, like, you worry, anxiety, you worry about things that ain't happened or happened before, trauma and all that.
Yeah.
Like, these things aren't real. Like, they're not right now. But they're real enough to mutate and manipulate your body and your brain. So time itself needs to be looked at like that.
I mean, time is only real for the body, but not the spirit, not the soul. The soul is is not.
Right.
It's not like stuck to the what's the word I'm looking for? You know, to the
physical realm.
To the time. You know, it's not restricted by time.
This is what time was created for. All right. If I say meet me, meet me over on 4th. What's the first thing you gonna say? So meet me over on 4th. What you gonna say?
And how many nights or like?
Yeah, when?
When? Yeah,
what
when?
time?
Right.
So that's why time was created. So when you know that, you can realize like there's 24 hours in a day, bro. People think like for me, I get up and run, whatever. Right, wherever I go, I get up and run, go to the store, get my medicine, work out, do a little bit of music, do a little bit of writing, do a little bit of thinking, meditating. This is all before the sun come up. I'm up at 4 o'clock. To me, it don't seem like nothing. You know why? Because me being up, I'm not thinking about what time it is. I'm thinking about the sun coming up. So what I gotta do before the sun come up? It's not about like, I did this much in a day, but when people get like that, they look at time as this thing. But it's like, no, I've done it long enough. I've been up at 4 o'clock and working out long. It's just a habit. It's just how I live.
Shit.
So it's not about the time of day that it is. I do it all the time.
Trying to become like that morning person.
Yeah.
Build.
Well, night is twilight, bro. 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, the sun is nowhere near coming out. That's the twilight. That's the witching hour. That's the devil's hour. You know what I'm saying?
That's when you gotta pray when you're a Muslim.
Yeah, that's when most people come home. You know, that's in the life, bro. That's when most people come home. I'm waking up when you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shit.
That's the family, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good for and like when I say it, I just say it like, if somebody might be watching this and be like, oh, whatever, like, it's not a brag, bro. It's I'm 44 years old, bro. I feel like I'm the best rapper in the world as far as like what I do, the most advanced, as far as like postgraduate reading level that I rap on. But what does it matter if nobody else knows? You know what I'm saying? What does it matter? Why do I do it then? To be this old and still do it. Because time don't mean shit to me. Art is timeless, bro. Love is timeless. Everything you do that has to do with your spirit and your creativity is timeless. Because it'll be here after you're gone. You know what I'm saying? This video will be here after you're gone.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're trying to become legendary. You know, we're doing all these things to be remembered. You know.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I want it to affect I want to have an effect on the temporal bound. Like you can rip through the fabric of time if you make it big enough. Yeah. Nobody might know. Nobody might not know. You might do it in the shadows. Like there's a lot of guys, and like I know from experience, who sit down like they don't have they're not famous. Dudes don't know how rich they are. Dudes don't know they're boss. But I saw dudes like sit down and get dudes keys to life, and dude don't want to listen because he ain't got big chains on or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I took it and ran with it, bro.
Took and ran
That's
with
why
it.
I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why I'm running every day. That's why I look like this. This is why I work so hard. This is why I don't have no fear in my heart. Because that nigga over there, the bummy dude, whatever, well, the dude you don't know is a boss, the dude in the shadow who working with you, saving your life, giving you the keys you need to have, putting who you are in your face. You gotta listen to that, and most dudes don't want to listen to it. But that's where the real work is done, because those same dudes are the dudes who made the Nipsey Hussles, who made the Tupacs, you know what I'm saying, who made the NBA Young Boys.
And that's what you're trying. That's the key to life. Like you're trying to leave it a better place, or like kind of like shift it from where it's going, derailment, towards like something better. And the way to do that is to like do your art, do whatever you gotta do, but also like make sure that other people, like, you're like changing their direction as well. You're trying to change people's. It's like either you're going the bad way or you're going the good way. Because if you look at the world, it's a motherfucking mess, right? It's like wars everywhere, like it's politicians, all this shit, and you're like, well, we gotta make sure we, like, even at a smaller, at a smaller scale, like the hood, you want people from the hood to be better people, so you gotta, like, the people around you gotta make it a certain impact. Like,
and they be quick to call you corny too, man. I mean, yo, young man, bro, chill out. Like, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, like, so like, the same way they say you should, like, if you want to be famous, whatever, or you want to be rich, you want to be a famous or drop shipper, or anything you want to be successful, an entrepreneur, anything that takes balls, anything that takes time and effort and skill, and something you gotta dedicate yourself to. You don't care what other people think. But here's the thing: to be an artist, like for me as an artist, my art, if you tell me my art suck, it gonna hit me like, oh. But at the same time, like, I got this armor around me because I'm not just that. It's not that. I'm not what I do. You get what I'm saying? I'm the man who does it. I'm the man who makes it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's another thing I want these young cats to know. Like, for me, I respect everything everybody do. Like, when somebody disrespect what I do and say it ain't this and they say that, I'm like, fuck it, it ain't that then. All right, keep it moving.
Yeah. I like what Kanye said on his, like, before he got canceled. Like, he went on the what's that? The Champs, Bro Champs, Drink Champs, and he was talking. He showed like all the music that is played out, like all the that kind of like he said, I'm gonna go on Apple Music and show you all this music that that people are making. This is the anti-Semitic shit. Like this is the shit that's making like that's actually hurting the hood, hurting like the black culture. Like, I mean, not only black culture, but like even me, like even us, like Latinos, like we got narco corridos, which is like glorifying drug lords.
Yeah, narcos trap. I love that shit though. Dylan is my
dope.
Dude. Yeah, Dylan,
I love it.
Kid. That's my dude, bro. You look like my son. I tell that's my son because he look like he could be my son, bro. So he's dope though. Like, but this is what we're talking about, and this is what we're talking about. So, leading into that, like this, we're talking about. The kids today are rapping about, and I say this to people, and I'm glad I got it. Like, finally, I'm saying it on the platform. But what we're looking at, with this music, with drill music or whatever, gangster rap, you're looking at how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a hood star. Nobody knows who I am, but where I'm from, I was a hood star. Like, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell me shit. Like, the cops knew I was a ringleader, and I wasn't even like no gangster ass dude. I was just. Look at me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was a little, like, by the time I went to jail, I just had my growth spurt. You know what I'm saying? But
a lot of people, in the hood, like, are able to get to that level of, like, the hood star.
These are archetypes. We're looking at. These are archetypes. So when you say, you know what I'm saying? Like, anything, the Nipsey Hussle, there's so many Nipsey Hussle. Tupacs, there's so many Tupacs. King Vons. There's a lot of King, and I'm not saying, like,
50 Cent said that, Kanye said that about, like, look at these new rappers, they're like me.
Yeah, there's Kanye's, like, all over the place, but there's a thing that people don't understand, like, to be chosen, you have to choose. And there's not one person who sits on that stage and who you see in the limelight who doesn't know that God did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God did it. They all say, there's not one person who don't say that. God did it. And the thing is, he did it. But you are of that.
Yeah.
Each and every single individual has a part to play in this story. It's like, you can't be the man. You can't do what the next man does. It's in the Bhagavad Gita. He tried to pick up a bow and arrow or something, and Krishna was like, yo, what are you doing? He said he dropped it, and we need to find more arrows. He said, you don't do that, though. Like, you're not even nice with it. You get on your chariot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Play your part.
Play your part.
Mm.
And that whole book, as a incredibly deep spiritual book, takes place entirely on the battlefield.
Back
in the
in my
midst of
guitar,
war.
I read that book.
In the midst of war. The whole thing takes place
Mm-hmm.
in war. Like literally, physically, while people are dying around you.
That's dope. Like it's saying, like he's asking, like, why do I gotta do that? Like it's you were chose to do this. Like you gotta like fight this battle.
It's crazy. And the thing is, like, people talk about the chosen people. How can you be chosen if you don't choose? So if you're chosen, if God puts his hand on you, say, son, come with me, and you say no, you're not, you didn't answer the call.
Mm.
So you can't stand in front of us and say you're chosen. You
Yeah.
can't, like, you can stand and say, I was chosen, but then nobody gives a fuck, bro. You're not doing your job.
Well,
You want to be, you know, whatever, the flashy dude with the big chains and shit, but you didn't do your job.
You want to ignore the actual calling.
Right.
Or
So you die with a green ring around your neck, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and nobody cared what you said.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you probably get like a couple more plays like after you die, like you know, like everybody like becomes famous after they die. At times, like you know, you look at Excess
better
Tentacion.
promotion. Yeah.
You know,
But that see, and that XX Tentacion, like I love that kid because he was doing on a large mass scale what I was doing myself my whole life. Rock bands, ska bands, heavy metal. Like you couldn't get me with nothing.
Yeah.
So like you couldn't get me with nothing. But dudes like it's so crazy because the dudes I rap with, yo, come out here and do this. Come out here and do this. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, what you gonna do? Stay at home like a bitch? I'm like, bro, I've been touring 5 days. Like I don't say nothing to him, but I'm touring 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rehearsing 3 days a week. I'm writing rock songs, bro. I'm writing music. I'm on, like I'm in a van. I'm sleeping. I'm waking up with vodka in my lap. Like you see what I'm saying? Those worlds never touch like that. So to see him do it like that is like, you know how many kids is like that right now? Who, all throughout music history, there's always been that kid who was into everything.
He did what Tupac did in a way. That's why he died young.
Well, nah, he died.
As in, he got too much.
He chose
attention.
to live the lifestyle.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't have because he was creating a culture where kids can actually turn.
It's enticing. That's why.
He wanted to see. He wanted to live that life. So you walk around with bags on. You want to go buy this or buy that, bro. You should have took like he didn't have somebody to be like, yo, bro, that he respected and looked up to. Like, yo, bro, no, you're creating a culture.
Mm.
Stop following what these dudes is doing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do what they do. You are so much different in texture. You're so much different in appeal. You're so much different in you know what I'm saying, in productivity and output that you are creating a brand new culture.
Mm-hmm.
So do that. Put your money in the goddamn bank and get a credit card. Stop driving these stupid ass cars and go build a studio somewhere.
That's funny because Nipsey Hussle was doing that. 50 Cent, like they kind of like they grow out of like, and they're like, I gotta be more than this character that they think I am.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
they all are. Like,
I got the business because you gotta do what not the white man, but you know, like the person with the suit is doing too. You know, investing. You know, expanding.
and that you know what Nipsey Hussle did. He basically, he journaled it. He journaled what he was doing. Like you hear Nipsey Hussle like rap. He rapping about, oh yeah, the hood shit was the appeal. That was the vector. That's what infected people. Was
That's
the lifestyle, like the image, the archetype. But what he was talking about, he built STEM centers like all over the hood. Science, technology, engineering. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people don't talk about that because people don't care about that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was locked out. I was in county when I found out he got killed.
I mean, the record labels be saying that like they're just looking for another motherfucking rapper. Like,
but here's the thing: he flipped it because, like, I hear stories about him. He would tell dudes when he was young, like he ain't got nowhere to go. Really, he's telling dudes, "I'm gonna change the hood." This is what he's telling dudes. And you hear the stories about him running down on dudes with the city, bro. Get on the bandwagon now because you don't miss out. Don't the dopest shit out. Like that confidence don't come from accomplishment. Mm-hmm. Like as far as other people are concerned, that don't come from outward identity of ego.
I mean, Kanye West had it too.
But here's the thing. You know where it comes from? First of all, they both stayed in a crib for a whole summer. Kanye stayed in his house and made a beat every day for, you know how many beats that is? Talking about like 180 beats, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so think about that.
You stay away from like
200, 300 beats.
From trying to belong to like all this.
He lived.
Yeah.
He locked himself in his little dungeon, and then he created based on what he took that in art. He was the architect of his own success, his own career after that.
I love that.
That's where the confidence
I
comes.
met a dude like the other day who said like he's not like he makes like so many beats. Like he was making beats right here. He has like little machine that, and then he told me like he don't really go out. He just stays in his room doing
That's
all
a
this
Kanye. See, that's a Kanye. And dudes like, you ain't Kanye. No, he's not. But he is that archetype because that kind of psychotic dedication comes from a need to get things right with yourself.
Yeah.
And I hate to hear dudes talk about it. Like the dudes will call me corny. Bro, I can fight. Bro, I can shoot. Bro, I got tattoos on my face. I'm with it.
Right.
But I'm not with it for the reasons you with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, like, bro, I fought cops. I stood up I told the judge, like, yo, bro, like, you know, I'm going to court for my son. I stand up for shit. And these kids tell us how much, I was talking to the young, they say we doing so much, we don't take no shit. Word, you're doing so much more than us. Keep telling yourself that, because if me and you were standing right here, we can be 10 times what we are right now if you stop competing with me about what shit you ain't taking and what shit I'm taking.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they want you to compete, with each other.
But not like that. Don't compete with me with cultural progression.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't compete with me with culture. Like, you could be the hardest rapper in the world. Don't come to me and try to stomp on me because I rap, bro. Like, you the hardest rapper in the world. We're not even in the same lane, my G.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we're not even in the same lane. So, fake this, fake that. Listen, everything we put out is genuine because your spirit's right in that, whether you know it or not. You are the architect of your own future.
Mm. Yeah, and you're not supposed to be in a competition with other people. You're supposed to be competition with yourself,
Who
right?
you was yesterday.
Who was yesterday, yeah.
Who you was yesterday.
Yeah.
So that comes from Bushido, like modern day Bushido, like the superior man is superior to who he was yesterday. And that's an important line for me because as a warrior, like I consider myself a warrior poet. Like my legal name literally means warrior poet, my first name. People always think it's two names, it's one. But like studying Bushido and stuff, you realize like, yo, hold on. In times of peace, you're supposed to cultivate. So like the samurais had to know the tea ceremony.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like when they weren't in war and when they weren't out there like, doing their thing, they had to come home and be a gentle father. They had to come home and understand like, how the ceremony, the tea ceremony, like a warrior in a garden, you know what I'm saying? That's I'm a warrior in the garden, not a gardener in the war. Because when I'm not in times of war, I'm the goofiest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, my daughter love me. We dance every day. I hold her, we dance. And I said, baby, why we dancing? She said, for spirit. You know what I'm saying? I got another one on the way.
Yeah.
Like, I want people to see this and see me like this. I used to be called Amadeus the Stampede, and I buried him, bro. And like, that life to me was peace. I was addicted to heroin, PCP, cocaine, methamphetamines, and all that other shit. They diagnosed me as schizophrenic and all that. And
drugs,
drugs, yeah. But here's the thing.
I was addicted to a few things, pills. I tried a few drugs, like at least one time. Oh yeah, it's your phone.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Thought I heard something, but I like what you said about Bushido. How a samurai has to be a gentle individual as well.
Yeah, there's a that's my baby. Daddy working. What are you doing? You got paint all over your place. She painting. She's so creative. That baby. So
doing some artistic stuff.
Yeah, always, every day. That's the thing, every day. She do it every day. She home. Like, we dance. She like to dance every night to go to sleep. She like to dance for a nap. She like to dance in the morning. She said, Daddy, play your song. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Daddy, she like Nipsey Hussle, that song Victory Lap. She like Patience by Patience by Damian Marley and Nas. That song makes me cry, bro.
Do you think that people that are like making that music and like coming from the hood, like you think that their purpose has to be like to change the hood or like to make an impact on the hood?
They gonna
like
do it either way. Like if I have anything to do with it, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I talked to some people. But you gotta understand, this is all these kids know. Like you can't listen. If you take it, like you take the craziest kid out the hood, bro, like and living that whatever the crazy life, bring him to like bring him to the Amazon jungle. He gonna have a spiritual awakening. He gonna cry. Yeah. He gonna be the fun-loving, goofiest. And this is what I'm telling you. So when dudes look at me, they don't. you have to see, like, bro, like, I've been, you know what I'm saying? I've been places.
Yeah.
Like, during quarantine, I ate what I grew, bro. I built where I slept. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, so it wasn't like, it was an experience that I was, because I had to learn how to kill what I eat when I was young, too. Like, these experiences change you as a person. If you ain't never had to, like, go in a swamp and catch a turtle for dinner, but you appreciate it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you, it's different. It's like, it's, and if you bring any one of these kids to one of these beautiful places, get them in tune with nature. That's what my book is basically trying to get out there.
Okay.
That's my philosophy.
Yeah, because you told me you work on a book that, and that is basically like about your philosophy.
Yeah.
All right.
The book's called An Illuminated Path, or The Illuminated Path, a halo and a set of horns, because you're everything from God to Satan. That's who you are. It's from Jesus to Satan. You know what I'm saying? You're all that.
I agree with that, because you can't, like, you can't really, like, pretend that side of you doesn't exist, because then you become.
It consumes you.
It consumes you. I mean, you can look at Catholic priests that you know, they got to live this good, you know, good saint life, and then they end up like abusing kids.
Pious, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But and this is what I learned about myself when I woke up. I was so busy defending myself in my mind with my ego, like, bro, like, I couldn't look in the mirror and call myself a piece of shit. I got a needle on my arm. I got white stuff on my nose. I was surrounded by people who was bigging up that shit. But why do they big it up? It's not that they hate you. You know what I'm saying? It's that they can't look in the mirror and call themselves a piece of shit either. So until you can do that, you're gonna be stuck there. You're always gonna be reliving that. Like, even people who get clean are still addicted to something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
Dry drunks, or people who put down heroin and run marathons and just run and run. I'm like, bro, you're spending less time with your kids than you did when you was on heroin. You get what I'm saying? So look yourself in the mirror, call yourself a piece of shit, and do it for. It took me years to get to that point.
Find peace with yourself, where, like, doing nothing, it's okay. You know, be alone. Where, like, laugh. Like,
it's so bad that the way we communicate on social media, people don't want it. They can't be alone. They can be alone in the room. The first thing they're gonna do is selfies, Instagram, text messages. They can't be alone.
Yeah.
And that's where it consumes you. And you do stupid stuff. I can't even be mad. Like, relationships and all that, I can't be mad. Because it's just, if you can't shit by yourself, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, man. You got to be able to, you can't, like, women struggle with it. I mean, guys struggle with it. With, like, they
women are the worst. I couldn't imagine.
I mean, there's the most. Why would I very emotional? Huh?
Why would I say that?
The women are the worst. I couldn't imagine.
Bro.
Because all they got to deal with us, all the things that they got to deal with, and I did a podcast with Stephanie Sunshine, and we talk about femininity, how we have it, and how we got to be in tune with it. You know, because like you said, we're both good and bad. Yeah. We're dark and light.
And masculine and feminine, though.
Masculine and feminine.
Same thing.
And that's why I mentioned that. That's why we got thugs, because thugs are like trying to, like, say, I ain't no bitch. You know, I ain't got that side on me. You know what I mean?
Nah, I mean, Tupac was a feminine dude, and he started all that. And then, see, it got bastardized. Like, the thug shit is like, you have to call me a thug because of where I lived. Where I was about it. It's the same thing. Like, people don't understand. Like, in 2001, after 9/11, everybody who was gang affiliated was a terrorist, domestic terrorist. This is on paper, bro.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us, but they told us. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is on paper. So we got treated like domestic. Where did the Patriot Act come from? Like, if they was after 2001, they investigating you for selling jumps. They used to have to wait. They used to have to build the case for 3 months, and if it wasn't strong enough, they had to throw it out and start all over again. Put all those requests to tap your phone in. If you move to another place, they had to go find it and take all that time. Yeah. While they trying to get that shit together, you done made your 10 bands or your 20 bands, you on to the next spot. After 9/11, we got treated as domestic terror. The Patriot Act, they can watch you for your entire life and build up everything for you. And then during that time, this is what happened. They all that time, they got all this information on all these motherfuckers in the street, everybody affiliated.
And they can use
the CIA takes it like, yo, we don't control the world with this. You know what I'm saying? They can push your buttons to the point you kill yourself.
And they show all this stuff on movies. Have you seen? I remember Dark Knight. I don't know if you've seen Dark Knight, where they got Morgan Freeman. He's the butler that helps. What his name?
The Batman, Jason.
Batman. Yeah, and he was he showed like a lot of screens. There was a scene where it showed a lot of screens, and it was like it looked like glitch, but they're like seeing everything. Like it showed like they're showing everything like possible. Like they have access to anywhere, and I was like,
this is what we're looking at.
This is how like this is how the CIA. These are the
Patriots. People really don't understand that. Like you buy a cell phone, you just signed up to.
Right.
You have Wi-Fi. You just signed up to. So like the thing is, I feel good about it because there's no secret. So
yeah,
like, for me, like that actually, I took DMT. It's a funny fucking story. Bro. Like, listen, bro. And this, I got clean after this, but I was already in the midst of dope and shit. But I had smoked some DMT.
I mean, people recommend those experiences.
I hit it once. Listen, I hit it once. I hit the shit. Like, oh, bro. Can I do it? Like, as soon as it hits you, bro. As soon as it crossed your lips, bro. The world's shaking. It's like yo, like your body's having it's having a near death already, just physically. And then I hit it again, boom, and then bro, fell back.
It's kind of like I've seen that on people do that frog thing. Like
yeah.
It's like
I saw the flower of life as the backdrop to our reality. Like that's what the.
What did you see?
The flower of life. So think about this: you as a conscious being, you got these 6 points, right? You are a Metatron cube, right? So you like this 4-dimensional cube or whatever.
Yeah.
What you speak into existence.
Mm-hmm.
So the thoughts become words, right? Words become, you know what I'm saying? So once you speak the gospel of who you are, you ordain, you know what I'm saying? What your plans are, your destiny, you're speaking that to existence. And it's not even like, you could be dealing with the worst kind of motherfucker, but if you speak him up enough and you treat him right, he'll be a better person because you have become that person's priest. You're the closest thing to God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To him.
That's funny because if someone comes at you angry as fuck and tries to insult you, and you come at them like if you give them like a different response that they didn't expect, they're like they don't know how to react because they want you to react a certain way where they like you can fight or something or shoot you. But then if like they hit them with love.
No, it really is because people think love and hate is these two separate things.
I think love is corny, but I mean
no, they think love and hate, but love is not. The opposite of love ain't hate, bro. Hate's the middle ground. The opposite of love is fear, bro. Because you can hate me, but not fear me. You can hate me and want to run down on me, but if you fear me, bro,
you can't be around you.
Fear me, you will be consumed by that, and it will make you want not just me, anybody who look like me, anybody who from where I'm from. It's a fear
that's true because hate you can still act on it, you know. So it's not really you
can be swayed back towards love if you hate somebody, but if once fear is involved, like actual instinctual fear, like think about how many people suffer from PTSD and anxiety, and then you have like inflammation from it, right? So we're living like this. Everybody's just living like this, especially since quarantine. Just, and it's just think about how many people became rich during quarantine. And they became rich out of frustration.
I mean, that's why I was telling my friend, like the media just keeps like when you turn on the radio, like it's all about the rates going up, like all this, like everyone can stay protected. Like I have this fear, anxiety, and then you see people in elevators still wearing masks. I'm like, dude, like stop listening to the radio, stop listening to the media, to the news, because they're just gonna keep you in this state. That's gonna get you sick. That is good for them. Yep. You know, you gotta go.
They're gonna feed it. Like as a pharmacy tech, I know there's a shortage on like insulin, whatever, like medications for diabetes. And when you see it, the people come in and like they're not leaving without it. They're like, what am I supposed to do?
That's crazy.
I actually learned how to better talk to people and just be like yo, chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like you talk to them like I talk to people outside of work. They bring me gifts. You know what I'm saying? They make me jewelry, like they give me things for my daughter. Like, I don't know these people, but I made them feel so comfortable when they came in, and they get out of there with their stuff. I work on teams that are really good, and they make sure people get out, even though like we might not get together like and vibe like that back in the pharmacy. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody needs something, we're gonna get them out of there with it. If somebody needs, like, we gonna make sure they leave with at least with an understanding and they're comfortable enough to walk through that door without wanting to hurt themselves or somebody else. Because that's what you're dealing with. When you're dealing with somebody that could lose their life if they miss a dose.
Yeah.
Or too many doses.
Yeah.
That's a life-altering experience
I
for them
mean-
to miss too many doses.
I mean, there's people that rob banks because of that. Or like, you know, that.
Like Breaking Bad, whatever. Like, yo, bro, it's crazy. Like, it was a reset. Think about the Great Reset.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was like, damn, like I got to deal with my karma. I died like 3 times during since 2018, bro. And like, and I'm saying it casually because like, what the point I'm trying to get? Yes, I've been through that. I ain't gotta lie about the motherfucking thing.
Like literally died, or like spiritual death, or
So like
death?
I was in a coma for 3 days. I had a seizure where I had to be brought back once, and then another time, I literally had this experience where I was dying. I got hit in the head, right? They tried to kill me in my studio. I go to the hospital. They staple me up. I get dropped off. I go stay at my man's crib. Now I got out the hospital 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever. By 8 o'clock that night, I'm in another town with my homie. Shout out to Pete Knight. And I'm laying in bed dying, bro. Like I'm watching TV, and I just started seizing like that. And I know I'm done for, bro. I can't breathe. My mouth is dry, and I'm looking from one side. It's the TV. It's a window, and I look to this side, bro. I swear to God, bro, it was a shadow, and it was like,
wow.
I had a hat on, shit, but like, I wasn't scared because I saw him sucking this death out of me. You know what I'm saying? And he was showing me everything. And he was like, bro, it's crazy. He was like, you can live, but I'm letting you live to get revenge.
Revenge on that person? Or
There's a lot. There was a screen. I thought it was my phone. My phone was downstairs. So there's a screen next to me. He's playing out all these different archetypes I'm supposed to get at, people in my life, bro. And he's sucking death out of me. And he said, I'm keeping you. If you don't get revenge, if you don't want revenge, I'm just going to kill you. I'm going to let you go.
Revenge from who? Revenge for what?
They tried to kill me, bro. 1, 2, 3 different attempts on my life. And then a 4th from somebody I loved their entire life. Somebody I knew since they was born. Somebody I looked to and protected. Somebody used to send people to make sure he didn't get hurt.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the person. And the other person was somebody I kept a secret. This dude was a closeted homosexual. And I kept his secret. His stepfather played with his booty hole and everything else. These dudes tried to kill me. And the one that was out there trying to get in my stash was the dude I made sure had a social network when he got out of doing 15 years in prison. To the point where he hangs with him, I
so
don't.
who do you think that shadow was? Is it a
I mean,
connected,
yeah, I think,
connected to a demon, or connected to God, or connected to the angel of death?
It was my very own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it
So
wasn't
personal.
It was like, yeah, so you are the devil, bro. Like I said, you're God and the devil. This is my philosophy. So that person or that being, that entity interfered because they have a purpose. He says, but you already lived a life with angels touching you. You had the light touching you, and you became a fucking sick dope fiend. He says, time for me to step in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Make these fuckers fear you, bro. Because they only loved you when you were destroying yourself. Give them a reason to fear you. And when I understood that, I got this tattoo on my face, these 3 claws right here. Because that's revenge, bro, and I'm going to get it, bro. Like, people probably going to watch this want to talk their shit. I dare you, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I dare you. Talk to me like you talk to Amadeus, bro. I dare you. Just walk up to me and say some stupid shit, bro. I bet anybody who does it, they'll either be 20 deep or wrapped up.
So it's basically, it's kind of like, oh man, you should see my shirt that it's called, I put peaceful, dangerous.
Yeah.
Peaceful, dangerous. Because you still got to be dangerous. You can't be weak and peaceful.
Well, and that's what it was. So
you got to be connected to that side where, like, in case something comes to you, the samurai. Like I watched the movie the other day. It was a guy with peaceful. He was done with all the fighting, but it came to him. Like the danger came to him, and he was ready. You know, like he had to save a whole town. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the blind masseuse. You watch that one?
Blind masseuse.
Bald-headed dude. He's blind.
No, but
that's a good one.
I think Shadow was the one I was watching, and the Swordsman. I think I was watching. Yeah. I like watching the Asian movies.
And shit. The blind swordsman. He was a masseuse. He's actually a masseuse. He lived a life of peace. He learned how to heal, and that's another thing. Like, and I'll just say, and then here's the thing. Like, I don't care what happened, right? Like, for these kids out here in the streets, bro. I don't care what you bang. I don't care where you from. None of that. You want to be. You kill to survive. You don't kill to die at 24, right? So let's say You dropping these bodies, bro, right? Like you're not killing to be killed. Like, you killing to survive. So learn about herbs, learn about oils, learn about how to eat right.
Yeah, that's funny because
Love yourself, bro. I don't think killing is wrong. I think murder's wrong. But a fair fight, a fight is a fight, nigga. War's
you
a
have
war.
to kill. It's part. We live in this realm. We live in this realm.
Bro, I see these kids bang out. I see these kids draw down, run down, bang, and then go home and they don't know how to treat their wounds, or they gotta go to hospital. Look, bro, if I got hit in my head, I was good before I went to the hospital, bro. I fought my way out of there. I was good before I stopped the bleeding and everything. I was good waiting for the ambulance to come. Got up on my feet and walked in. I didn't die.
Man,
until I left the hospital 24 hours, like almost 10 hours after I left the hospital.
Got like a convulsion or something like a.
It was like that was a chance for a hemorrhage. They didn't let me drink water for like 6 hours, dude. Yeah, it was crazy. So, and then when I died in the coma was this. I had the inflammation. I had took too many nerve pain pills. I'm yelling at him, I'm jumping all over shorty like. Because the pain drive you insane. When you live with that kind of pain every day for 3 years, you're gonna lose you're not gonna be the same, bro. And I was all feminized from the meds. People don't understand these meds feminize you, bro. They literally eat your testosterone. They turn male frauds into female frauds. This is what's in antipsychotics.
It affects your hormones, yeah.
This is what's in antipsychotics. This is what's in a lot of antidepressant meds have it too. You know what I'm saying?
And these people are like, go to therapy. Yeah. They gotta prescribe you this shit.
They gonna give it. They don't care. But here's the thing. I'm telling you, like, I had to go through all this. When I woke up, so at first I died, and they resuscitated me, put me in a medically induced coma. So I got all this stuff in me, and I was in a coma. So I wake up. I swear, I wake up like the same day, like within that 24 hours. I woke up. I broke out the damn. They had me strapped in. I broke out of them and started pulling this shit out my throat. A day like that, man. Right? I'm fighting with doctors. Next thing you know, I wake up. I woke up on the third day.
Yeah.
Like Jesus. But not to compare myself with Jesus. But you are everything. I just told you about my meeting with my own devil. And I told you how I became my own Jesus. Who saved me? They kept me alive. But at the end of the day, I pulled myself out of that. Because they're like, you're supposed to be asleep for 5 days. You're supposed to wake up. You know what I'm saying? I still went back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? They had to make sure I didn't feel that pain from the withdrawal symptoms from the meds I took. Because I took too many.
Damn. I mean, yeah,
mental health cleared, though. Mental health cleared. They're like, you're not crazy, bro. You took too, like, the pain drove you insane. Like, all right, go home.
What was crazy is like that you were being prescribed things that were making you fucking crazy, and the drugs and all this that affects all that stuff. I mean, technically, we are crazy. We have we have to be our own selves. Like, we can't, like, if you are, adapt to or like become what society wants you to do, then you're not crazy. But you're just a NPC.
Yo, you know what's funny? Because I deal with this now, like being in the workforce, and I'm using the workforce to try to get my stuff, so I can pump it out there and be like, yo, if you like this, pump this shit, right? So I'm trying, like, I haven't really promoted anything. I got little things out there, but to start over at my age, and people say, you can say whatever you want, but it's a beautiful thing to me. Listen to how I'm talking. There's not one person who know me from 10 years ago will ever think I talk like this. Not one person will ever think that I ever had a gun pulled in my face. No one person ever think I was like this. I was like this before rap. I didn't start rapping until they put them mental handcuffs on me. That's when I had my first deal. I was already 210 pounds dosed up on experimental medications, bro. Nobody in rap know me like this, but I was like this when I was 5'0", scuffing with grown men. I would go home and read books all day. My mother would punish me, so what? Bro, by the time I was in 7th grade, I was teaching classes on the full-time.
That's crazy how you got to become, like, you eventually, when you start taking your own, like, things into your own hands. Yeah, you start becoming different. You got to, like, isolate yourself a little bit, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I started changing whenever I got, like, locked up for 3 months. That's the most I've done. Yeah. I started reading. I didn't read. I didn't read,
That's crazy. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's so enriching.
I know. It's like the worst experience that I ever had.
Yeah. I found the Tao in jail when I was 18.
You found what?
I'm a Taoist. I found the Tao in jail when I was 18.
The way?
So it's based on duality, right? So, but there's so many Taoists. There's like libraries full of Taoist books because as a Taoist, you're supposed to add to the culture. You have to add to the culture. Every martial art has Do at the end. That's the way. So if you master something, you're responsible to spread it and add to the Taoist way. Jeet Kune Do, the Taekwondo, anything leads back to that original book that's older than any other religious book we know.
Which one?
I'm talking Buddhism, Taoism. Buddha was a Taoist, bro. This book is 8,000, like thousands of years before anybody thought about saying anything. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was written overnight.
It's basically about like you have to learn how to be more of going with the way of knowing that whatever you have to do, Bhagavad Gita, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever like you have to do, like you got like don't overthink it, don't hesitate, don't like.
Well, you hear. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying like but with everything that we're learning nowadays, it's taking you away from that. It makes you think like for the future and then about the past. So you're not really in the present, and then you're like basically just always got to think and hesitate about what to do next. But you know what I mean. But yeah, education and learning the way. And I mean.
So the way is basically this. Like I couldn't even describe it because for me it'd be different than it would be for you. And even if you're trying to put it in words, it takes away.
It doesn't look like one thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, so it's my basis on everything. I went to the law school. I had them lessons on the back. Like so, everything I did, I base it on duality. So when I'm taught something, I studied Kabbalah. I studied. I did the Bhagavad Gita. There's so many books, even like the occult, the Black Church. Like I read everything Anton LaVey ever wrote. He's the guy who started the Black Church.
Started looking into the magic books, the Tree of Life and all this, but then I got to a point where
Tree of Life comes from Kabbalah.
Bro, I started seeing fucking shadows too, like at night. I'm like, man.
Those belong to you, bro. That's what I'm telling you. These are our things. Here's my thing. This is what I say. Because when I had an experience, I was like, I got hit up outside. It was shot at me. I thought I was hit, bro. But I was on PCP. So when they shot, I had fell. And I thought I was dead. I swear, I came out my body, everything go back. It replayed.
Wow.
And then I was like, if I go back downstairs, they're going to shoot me again. And I had to build up the courage to fucking get back in my body. So I go back downstairs. And when I got back in my body, my dog was licking me. I thought he was licking blood off me. It was just sweat. Like, I was soaking wet, like, from the PCP. I wake up and said, I'm not schizophrenic, bro. PCP saved my life.
That's funny. No, bro, MDMA saved my life.
But who? Like I wanted.
I was so fucking depressed, and one night, like I had no fucking will. Like it was like where like whatever, like I couldn't say no. Like whatever the people offered me, okay, you know, like, and I didn't know what to do. I had no purpose. And then that I took MDMA before, but I took it that night. I was with my homies. I was smoking. Like I couldn't say no to weed and drinking. And all of a sudden, I started, you know, it makes you feel joy, and then you start thinking, and it makes you feel like this feeling of like, wait, openness. I'm not crazy.
Openness.
Well, like, wait, I'm not crazy. I'm just not listening to myself.
Right. So that's what the Tao is. So, see, Tao teaches you to accept this here. This is you. So you say, all right, man, this is what you got to do. Once you start pulling away from who you are, you start to see that you're two-sided. One part of you wants you to be up here. The other part of you wants to be the fuck down here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at the ego like that. I look at the ego as its own holistic system, like mind, body, spirit, because your ego is this. That's your id is your instincts. That's your body. Hungry, food, money, sex, right? Your ego itself is who you think you are up there, right? So that's your mind, right? Your super ego, that's your moral compass. That what tells you, that's your spiritual side. So you have a little fucking person living inside your brain. You know what I'm saying? That also has his own mind and his own spirit. So that's important to know too. And this is a chapter I'm currently working on. And I dare anybody. Like, I need to know, like, people need to add to this for me. But, like, so your super ego will be your Jesus, your spirituality.
Bruh.
Your id will be your devil. Your ego is the man that you think or you want to be. He's not real, but he takes control all the time.
Yeah. Makes you think that you're not either or. Like, you're not the Jesus or the devil. You're, like, your own person. And then, like
you're the universe. You're the entire. There's nothing that exists outside you that don't. You are the entire. You are the universe. My thing is this: the universe is intelligent, and we're starting to realize this. Physicists, I told the physicists that we're all starting to realize it. The universe is an intelligent entity in its own.
Yeah.
That we're like parts of it, right? But it created us so that we can figure shit out and make more of the universe. Because the universe ain't got no dick. Like, the universe ain't fucking another universe to make a universe. It's the highest form of intelligence.
It's dual because it needs male and female.
Well, what it has is it's a macro system. Mm-hmm. Inside that macro system is different than micro systems, even down to the point that every cell in your body has its own neural network. And this is what people don't talk about. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have stardust in you, you have gas in you, you have light in you, electricity, water, fire, earth, you have minerals in you, like all that. Like, so everything that is inside your mind is another fucking little universe called the ego that you let drive this fucking ultimate form of technology, bro. This is like a mecha suit for my spirit, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm Muslim, and you know, so like they all that are like, what are you talking about? You know? But I mean, in a way, you know, you're just trying to like separate yourself from the devil. You know, not separate, not separate, but get closer to God.
The tenets of Islam is important. First of all, if you pray 5 times a day, you ain't gonna have much time to think about anything else. Charity, keeping your body clean, studying scripture, all these things that you have to do to be a Muslim. And like even like, you know, Ramadan, peace to, you know, I hope you eat.
Yeah.
So, what people don't understand, like these are worship is actually a form of imagining a better you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what faith is. Like faith is, I can be better, everybody else can be better. To lose faith in humanity is to lose faith in God.
I think the concept of Islam is like, we're complicated creatures. Why are you complicating things? It's so simple.
Yeah.
Like why are you going to all this, buying all these crystals, doing all these rituals, and all these things when you can just, the source is, you know, one, and we call it God. And
but you are a source, though. That's what I'm telling you. You know that. Because like, I picture like.
I mean, yeah, because they say that one of the attributes of God is oneness.
Yeah.
And then they want to say, but we're not God. Of course we're not God, but we are part of God, because how can he create something that, and then like throw it, like put it somewhere else?
Picture like martial arts, right? And this is why like I included technology in my spiritual awakening, and it almost killed me like multiple times. But in martial arts, like this is my body, right? This is my hand. But even like a foot away from my hand is an extension from my body, because you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I throw a blow fast enough, you'll feel it. If I have nunchucks in my hand, it's an extension of my body. My body's an extension of my consciousness. My consciousness is driven by my spirit. And this is what people like. So that phone is actually an extension of your spirit as a man, believe it or not. So if you want to use it to suck yourself dry and be a fucking loser, it's a choice.
Yeah.
Because everything man knows is in the internet, but the internet is 70% porn. So that means that we have everything anybody ever knew, plus an extra 700% of pussy and dick. It's crazy.
Yeah. We got more digs and all that. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
As somebody who suffered with all these addictions, yo, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Listen, and you gotta remember, like, it's not like, oh, I want to do this. It was, first of all, I was a slave, tortured psychologically, like, you know, and then, you know, mistreated by, you know what I'm saying? It was done on purpose, because if it wasn't done on purpose, why the fuck I ain't got 40 years of medical records going? I got all these doctors rooting for me. I'm working with all these doctors helping me build this new fucking body that is saying for 40 years you're a ghost.
Why do you think they trying to do that?
Because they did it to me. It was done.
You think it's
they don't want to pay that $10 million, bro. They don't want me, because I'm alive. I'm supposed to be dead. My story gets out there and people realize this. I'm saving families years of grief. Millions of families, years of grief. If your son is autistic, if your son is, I'm neurodivergent, I'm not autistic, I'm neurodivergent. If your son is a genius, if your son is schizophrenic, your son, take him away and go sit him on the beach for a few days.
Wow.
Let that
That's true.
motherfucker dive off a cliff for a couple of days. Take him bungee jumping.
Right.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Like,
and then tell
get
me,
him-
and then take
get
him home.
Get him away from the cell.
Get him out of that fucking set, that hell, that personal hell.
Yeah.
And treat him better. Talk to him
Yeah.
like a human being. Listen to what he wants to say to you.
I mean, look when they diagnose a kid with ADHD, like, oh, he can't focus. You know,
Yeah.
well, focus on what?
He's bored, bro.
He's bored. Yeah, he's
Like-
he's trying to be a kid.
Yeah. Like, bro, like people say to me, like, I'll tell you something. When I was in school, they tried to, oh, listen, I would go to school and they were like, oh, why? Sit down. I'm like, bro, give me the test on Friday now. It's Monday. Give me Friday's test right now. Can I go home?
Yeah.
Fuck this shit y'all talking.
Right.
So that a lot of times it's just that. It's like the kids either. And,
I mean, they're programming you too.
yeah,
you
but
know?
that's the whole point of it. Like they punish you and give you the drugs because schools were made for you to react to the bell. Schools were made for you to ask permission to go to the bathroom. Schools were made for you to not want to be out of place.
What do you think they got this like knowledge from controlling people or programming people? Because I mean,
There's all these
and,
different
like
things.
the people on top, like that, want to keep milking money out of it. You know
They
what I
say
mean?
it's aliens. I heard a
Yeah.
lot of people talk about like the Anunnaki, like whatever it is. Like, come on, man, why go back that far? Because we haven't changed, but we still the same. Like we still
Yeah.
trying to control each other, or we're being controlled by something else. It's been going on. Think about it. Time is not this thing. Time is feel like time has depth, and it's this whole cube. I can tell you right now. Look, I look in the camera right now. I'll be a millionaire by the next year. I'll be a millionaire off my art and my creativity. I'm looking at the camera right now, right?
Millionaire.
All right? A millionaire. I'm gonna be
Right.
famous. I'm gonna be rich.
Same.
Period. Like, listen to me talk, bro. Like, who doesn't want to be like this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At 4 years old, you know what I'm saying? You get what I mean?
It's never
Man shit. Like, bro, like, I went to a class the other day and rode with a black belt. And I'm telling you, bro, it's not what it looked like. You roll jujitsu with a black belt. It was, like, I swear,
Humbling.
bro, it was,
humbling.
I felt fantastic, though. Because, like, the motherfucker gave me my props, bro. And you got to think, at the beginning of this whole thing, 2018, I couldn't do 5 push-ups. I was dead in 2019. I was dead in 2020. I was dead in 2021. So you're looking at, you know what I'm saying?
The development.
Yeah. You're looking at the result. This is the new machine. This is Quizzimodo, the new machine. New is N-U, like soul or mind. That's Greek. New is mind. New is soul. So when I say Quizzimodo Nu Machina, I'm saying strangely, weirdly formed soul machine. Or
'Cause
weirdly...
your body's a machine.
Yeah.
That you gotta
Ultimate
know how to
technology.
operate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimate technology. Absolutely. Man, bro, that was dope. I think we gotta wrap this up.
You got rabbit?
Yeah, bro, we gotta wrap
Yo,
it. We gotta do the second one.
I
though.
met you in West Philly
yeah.
when I was homeless.
Oh, for real.
And I got on stage and freestyle, you filmed me.
Yeah, man.
Filmed my first video in Philly, and here we are right now. You just let
Yeah,
me
bro. It's
declare my intentions with the universe with you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's the people you meet is for a reason at times. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's kind of like Pokemon, like that Ash guy. Like he met all these people in his journey. Like all these anime, they meet like certain
Yeah.
characters that Goku, like
Yeah,
DB
the
Dragon Ball
Super
Z.
Saiyan, the Hyperbaric
Well, when
Chamber.
he was a kid, he met Krillin,
Mhm.
and then he met Master Roshi. You know what I mean? He meet all these people that are going to like make him who like the Super Saiyan.
My
you know?
favorite, the Hyperbolic Chamber, where he goes in like 3 minutes, like 3 years or whatever. That's how slipstream learning should be. And I'm like,
Learning.
slipstream, yes. So you can master something. Like you can get like a year's worth of knowledge in a week if you study something real hard and only talk to people who are experts about it.
I believe that.
You get me?
I mean,
It's community learning. You know what I'm saying? Where you read something and you talk to experts about what you understand and they fill in the blanks.
ooh.
Bro, that's how I learned. Bro. Like I talk to like leading physicists right now. I talk to leading spiritualists right now. Like I talk to all these people, and you talk to them, and then they help you, and then now they're gone, and they'll probably see you again at the top. But I was blessed to have that, and I was blessed enough to have the capability and capacity to understand. But what I have, like whatever people might put under this in the comments, whatever anybody say about me, fuck it, it's true. It's not true today. That's how time works. because the whole time I was in here, this person was in that machine.
Right. But the machine can take like malfunction, take control.
Haywire they call it.
Haywire, where like
Haywire they call it.
It's true, bro.
Yeah.
When you and then your soul is lost because it's like your soul is like not. It's basically like Iron Man trying to control his like his suit, but he can't. You know, he's gonna feel lost.
You saw it in the movie. You saw it in the movie when he lost control of the suit.
Yeah.
What did he have to do? He's trying to reach Jarvis. He's trying to reach
this.
No, Jarvis is the AI he talks to that helps him with everything.
Yeah.
And Jarvis kept him company. So you should be able to sit alone and rebuild this machine with no outside shit and be able to talk to your own spirit. Look, I look myself in the mirror for months and months and months, and I cuss myself out.
Like before,
you have to look into the depths of your soul and see how much of a bitch you are.
I there's times when I do shit, and there's been times where I looked in the mirror and I'm like, why the fuck you do this shit, Octavio? Why are you doing that? You know, like, you better than this, man. Like, the higher version of you, like, is still waiting for you, and you have to stop doing that, stop doing this.
It's called mirror therapy. And then there's shadow therapy is important too. When you do your shadow work, you got to realize, hold on. I'll sold drugs on a dime and I'll still do it. I watch porn and I'll still do it. I have shallow sex and I'll still do it. Casual affairs. I cheat on my girl, I still do it. I'm an alcoholic, I still have drug addicts. You gotta be able to write all that down. But not only that,